Welcome to your daily dose of enlightenment. You've landed on Knowledge Planet where curiosity thrives and the enigmatic is revealed. Daily we delve into a variety of topics, shedding light on the hidden and sharing insights to amaze you. Consider us more than just a channel. We're a growing community, a family of knowledge seekers. We're on a mission to reach global corners, inviting you to join our exploratory. We need you, our growing family. In red, subscribe, become part of our community, share your thoughts, interact with us. A like or even dislike all count. Don't forget to stay updated, ring our notification bell, stay tuned, stay curious, and together we'll continue to explore the vast expanse of Knowledge Planet. To drink a cup of coffee, it takes us 10 seconds, but do you know how much time it takes to produce coffee beans? 25 months. From the cultivation of the plant, processing of the bean, shipping to roasteries to roasting, you have no idea what goes into making a coffee. Welcome to the work behind it. You know when we say, oh my, you have no idea the work behind it. In this series, we tell the sweat, the work, the processes behind things that seem simple and trivial. Today, we see the life of coffee from the plant to when we drink it. We said it takes about 25 months. Let's start the timer. Our journey through time starts from coffee plantations where the plant takes about 9 months to produce a red fruit similar to a berry. The botanical term is drupe. It is from this drupe, also called cherry, that the famous coffee beans are extracted. But do you know where coffee plantations are located? Mainly in the countries between the two tropics, known as the Coffee Belt. Brazil is the world's largest producer, followed by Vietnam, Colombia, Indonesia, and Ethiopia. But back to our drupe, the life of the coffee plant. It takes another 9 months for it to mature and be ready for harvest. During this time, coffee plants need careful attention as they are delicate and require shaded soil and a temperature of about 25 degrees C. But not all coffee plants are the same. There are 4 main varieties: Arabica, perhaps the most famous, accounting for 70% of cultivation, Robusta, which makes up just under 30%, and in smaller percentages, Liberica and Excelsa. The coffee we commonly buy in supermarkets can be a mix of these varieties, called a blend. How many times have we heard coffee blend? There it is. We can have a blend or buy 100% Arabica or Robusta. Now, what's the difference between Arabica and Robusta? Arabica is much more fragile and doesn't tolerate hot climates. It is as delicate as it is prized. Think about it. Its bean releases up to 2,000 different aromas. Once the drupe turns red and ripe, it is harvested. How long does harvesting last? Well, it depends on the harvesting method. Drupe, destined for specialty coffee, is hand-picked, berry by berry. What a job. Otherwise, machinery is used, and in this case, even the unripe drupes that risk affecting the final flavor are collected. In general, harvesting can last about a month. And now we finally get to the bean, the heart of the coffee drupe, which is obtained by removing the fruit pulp. There are 2 main methods for this process, and they greatly influence the final aroma of the coffee. In the first method, known as the natural or dry method, the fruit is dried in the sun for about 4 weeks. The beans are left within the fruit during this process, and the pulp is then mechanically removed. This method, being the most common, is largely used in countries where water resources are limited. It results in a sweeter, smoother, and complex flavor profile. In the second method, known as the washed or wet method, it's the opposite. First, part of the pulp is removed, then the remaining part with the beans is submerged for 3 days in water tanks where fermentation occurs. This method often results in a coffee that is cleaner, brighter, and fruitier. Both these methods have their unique way of affecting the final taste of the coffee. The natural method tends to emphasize the body and sweetness of the coffee, while the washed method highlights the acidity and intricate flavors. And there's our bean. It's green, elastic, and still a bit moist, far from the familiar brown nugget we're used to. But don't worry, it will take on its typical brown color shortly after roasting. During roasting, all the aromas will be released, giving us that intoxicating smell and taste we all love. So the next time you sip your coffee, remember the journey it has undergone, from a simple drupe to the comforting beverage in your cup. Surely you're wondering, should the bean be ground raw? Absolutely not. The raw beans are far from the aromatic, flavorful coffee we know and love. This is where the magic of roasting comes in, triggering the so-called Maillard reaction. This chemical reaction between amino acids and reducing sugars gives browned food its distinctive flavor. It's the same reaction that turns bread into a golden loaf and steak into a savory delight. Now let's talk about the progressive browning of the bean. As the roasting begins, the heat causes the water inside the beans to evaporate, leading to an increase in pressure. This causes the beans to expand and the color to change from green to yellow and then to a light cinnamon brown. As the roast intensifies, the beans start to crack like popcorn, releasing oils to the surface, and the color darkens to a deep, rich brown. The roast's final result is more than just a brown bean. It's a complex creation of volatile compounds that create the coffee's aroma. These compounds are created as sugars, and amino acids break down and recombine in new ways. This is where the coffee's true flavor comes to life, with hundreds of different aromatic compounds forming in a matter of minutes. And there you have it. After 25 months from being a mere drupe, enduring numerous processes, we finally have our coffee, ready to be brewed and savored. Each sip is a testament to the journey it has undergone and the artistry of those who've made it possible. But wait, there's one last thing I wondered about. Can the coffee cherry be eaten? What does it taste like? You might be surprised to know that the coffee cherry, also known as the coffee berry, has been used to make infusions, much like tea. Its flavor is said to be sweet and fruity, a contrast to the bitter richness of the coffee bean we're familiar with. It's a tantalizing taste that's worth exploring, don't you think? That said, how about a challenge for us? If this video reaches 70,000 likes, we will take you on a virtual tour of a coffee plantation where we can see and maybe taste these coffee cherries ourselves. So hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to stay updated. Engage with us, ask questions, share your thoughts. After all, Knowledge Planet is not just about imparting knowledge, but also about fostering a community of curious minds. Until our next journey, goodbye, and I'll see you next time, always here on Knowledge Planet, where we explore the science in everyday life.